I don't think the majority of Americans or in the world will buy a home without a human giving you the confidence of buying a home. And that was my experience buying a home. Even though I was working at Zillow and had all the data possible, all the experts, but I needed that agent to tell me, this is the home for you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Reside Platform Podcast. I'm your host, Suneet Agrawal, and today's episode is going to be a good one. I'm joined by Luis Poggi, and he's got a background you don't really hear about every day. He spent almost a decade working at Zillow, so I want to talk about that. He's been a lead singer in a band, so we'll see if that comes up. But fast forward to today, and the way that I know Luis is as the founder and CEO of House Whisper, a product that I really think is cool, and we'll talk about why. But basically, they're an AI company that's just transforming the way agents work. In just a few years, you've taken House Whisper from a simple idea with over 10 million in funding to a huge growing platform, right? With over 10 million in funding, a powerhouse team, and 8,000 agents using. Yeah, that's your guys' base right now. 8,000 agents, all friggin'
Yes.
ready.
Yes.
That's huge. Okay, let's dive in, Luis. Thank you for
Excellent.
being here.
Thank you so
How
much
are
for the
you?
invitation. Very, very happy to talk to you.
Yes, good. So working at Zillow, let's just start there. What kind of stuff? Zillow's a great company. I have been a great Zillow agent for many years. What did you do there that I didn't know about, but that I probably used?
So, yeah, I had a 10 years and a few months there. Amazing experience. I love my experience there. Work very close with Jeremy, then the current CEO, was my manager for most of the time there. And I was in product. So from the very beginning, I worked foreclosures, new construction, the search experience, the home details page. Then I did the buying and selling homes, the home buying too. Then mortgages. And I was touching a piece of everything. So it was
Awesome.
such an incredible experience. There were only a few product managers when I joined. So I had the opportunity to work very close to Rich and Lloyd, the founders, which I highly respect. And
We
they
saw
gave me
them both
opportunity.
last week, huh?
Yes. Yeah,
Yep.
we had a lot of conversations with
Yep.
them, both of them. So great opportunity. So I love the space. Before that, I was at Expedia, a company they also built.
Oh, yes.
And I joined Zillow because I love the founders and the space. And after a decade, I really love the space. There's so much opportunity to help buyers and sellers get in their home they deserve based on conditions that it's an area that I'm so excited to continue to bring more technology and the latest tools to the industry.
So do we call it prop tech?
You can. Yes. I think
Do
it's
we? I don't know.
I don't
I was
know. Yes.
thinking about that when I was getting ready. I talked to Luis. Are we talking prop tech? I don't know. Tools for the real estate transaction, right? These
Yeah.
tools. So are you an engineer is that your background?
I studied business, but I also specialized on my first job was coding. So always had this passion of working very close to the code, and product management was the closest. And I worked very close. I manage engineers over the time at Zillow too. So always very close. And now with these tools, I'm more dangerous.
Yes,
You
dude.
can code yourself.
Yeah, like super interesting. My bachelor's is in management of information systems.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
That used to be a big major when I was in college before the dot-com bust, right? Okay, so worked at product, worked at Expedia, loved the industry,
Yes.
and then
And yes, look, I had a great time at Zillow. Every time I talked to someone there, I want to start my own company. I said, no, stay here. We give you this. We do this, do this. So I spent a decade like that. But I said, okay, it's time for me to start my own journey, my own company. And the first thing that I did actually was to study. I went back to school to study this new technology. And this was before ChatGPT. I started using GPT-2 and GPT-3 to write lyrics. And we did actually with a friend, we did the whole music album with AI 4 years ago. Really
that's
bad,
so cool.
but it was incredible. I remember the first time I used GPT-2 and it was 4 a.m. I was still typing and So I went in to really go deep in this technology and studying very deeply about how it works. And I remember in one of these classes, the professor came and said, "Look at what shipped today, ChatGPT. This is the before and after." He said that, and I still remember. This is a professor from Harvard, Karim Lakhani. I highly recommended this guy. He came with, "Look at this. This is the Netscape moment, or even more." And that
Yeah.
was it. It was like that. So the thing was, when I went very deep into this technology, every moment that I was trying this, it came with ideas and ideas and ideas for this industry
Yes.
because it's such an incredible tool for real estate agents, not as a replacement of the human, as you know, I think you and I discussed, the human component of a transaction, you will not
Yeah.
eliminate. Impossible. If a buyer or a seller is buying a home and selling a home, it's so emotional that you need a human to walk you through that process. Maybe in the future we have robots that can do that. I still don't think
Yeah,
we're
but
far away
really,
from
I
that.
mean, I don't
No,
see it.
I don't see it. I don't see it either. However, there are so many things that the agent does today that it can be done by a computer. That's where we saw this opportunity to really go deep in the space and help agents doing more work and do the parts that the agent needs to be doing, which is all this human aspect of the transaction.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing is the angle that you guys took to create like this supportive bot or supportive agent for the agents instead of lead gen or instead of like ISA type thing right at the beginning.
Yeah, the main insight here was I built a few of the systems that Zillow offers to real estate agents. And one of the things that I always encounter is that even when we gave us some of those things for free, people were not using it. So adoption is
Mhm.
very, very hard, even for free. So
It doesn't matter.
I,
Yeah.
I do strongly believe this new technology changed how we interact with computers. I think that's one of the biggest drivers for the growth. It understands language. So I truly believe that this is the enabler for more people using more technology. So we build on that. And so, as you know, we don't have an app, we don't have a website. We have a website if you want to go and check it out. But when
Yeah.
you're a user, you don't have a website, you don't have an app. You just, if you
Which is
hire
so
someone,
unique, bro. Who else does that?
exactly. Now, I will tell you, I love it. It has been actually one of the biggest drivers for adoption because people know how to text someone, know how to call someone, know how to send a picture to someone, a voice memo, and we process all of that and reply and then do things for you. And we're very proactive. That's the other thing. We're very proactive. So we see you have an appointment. We tell you something before or something after. We see in the morning that this is the time to sync and check some of the leads. We tell you that in the morning. So that has been our design principle. It's not easy because it's a new surface. You don't have a website, all this real estate on a website to do things, buttons and things. Here, you need to be very concise and to focus on the message. But that actually is the uniqueness that we bring to the table.
Yes, let's just talk about it real quick. So for everybody watching and listening, House Whisperer is like, go ahead and explain it before I say it wrong.
Yeah, no, House Whisperer is like if you hire a personal executive assistant or a teammate that is expert in real estate, that is connected to your systems, your CRM, to your calendar, and we integrate it more and more. And it helps you doing the admin stuff. So it will be updating your CRM, it will take notes, it will help you with your calendar, it will help you in the morning. Hey, so you have these things to do. Here's your calendar. This is your appointment. These are the 5 leads that you should be calling. And it will help you throughout the day to accomplish more things and clear your tasks. So basically, it's a sidekick that is helping you, that is expert in real
That's
estate,
it.
that knows
Sidekick.
your everything
It's
you do.
your AI sidekick trained on real estate and lives
Exactly.
and lives also has access to your CRM and all your stuff.
Exactly.
And you guys are what CRMs are you in right now?
Follow Up Boss, Sierra Interactive, KB Core Ball Trail, Moxie Works, Hotspot, Lofty.
Where's the high level integration, bro?
We're working on that
That
too.
should be simple
Yes.
for you.
Yes. We didn't encounter with that. We have prioritized the CRM integrations based on the customer's
Sure,
requests.
sure.
And
I'm
Go
I'm
High
being
Level
totally
has not.
selfish. Okay, I'm being totally selfish.
So go high level. I got one or two that told us. You told me too. I remember last time we
Yeah,
talked. So, but yes, it's in the roadmap too. To your question on CRMs, we are agnostic. The CRM. We
totally.
are. I'm
As you
very
should be, right?
friends of all the CRMs and very good relationships because we actually make their CRM better. So, but we're agnostic. We're independent of what CRM you
Absolutely.
use.
So, what do you think that entrepreneurs and, in this context, real estate professionals are doing wrong with the AI that they have? Whether they have House Whisper right now or not. Let's say they just have Chat GPT or Claude or whatever.
I think the main opportunity, put it in the positive side that I see, is that people are using AI as a tool or as a search, like a Google replacement, which is not bad. Actually, it's pretty good. But the opportunity, or I think the biggest breakthrough of this technology, is when you think about this technology as a teammate that you can think with. The main change here is the cognition cost has decreased significantly. So
It
now you have a
has.
thinking partner. So if you work with this new technology as a thinking partner, then you can enable so much more value from the tool. So that I think that's the biggest opportunity that we see. And what we say to our clients and even when I recommend how to use ChatGPT or Claude or whatever thing you use, a good analogy sometimes is like an intern, a super smart, incredibly fast intern that will do amazing things if you provide the right guideline. You have an intern, you need to tell the context, what you want to accomplish, a lot of context, but then it will be
Yeah.
fast and it will be smart. So that mental model has helped me a lot for me and communicated to others.
Yes. That's so good and such a good way to look at it, right? So let's just talk about usage then, right? So if
Yes.
I have somebody that's an intern and what maybe I have one chat thread and chat GPT that I'm using for everything, which
Yes.
you no longer need to do, right? Or maybe you make a custom agent in chat GPT, which I don't think you need to do either, right? Or maybe you just have a project on everything that you're working
That
on.
I like. That I
Yeah.
use a lot. Projects I use a lot because that is a huge difference in context. When I'm doing board meetings. I have my project for board meetings. So that, or board communication or investor communications, it's amazing because it has the context. When I'm doing product features, I have my project of product features, how I want the structure, communicate to my engineers. I go to that. Social media, I have my social media project. And that helped me a lot, the project base. But I agree with you. I think it's getting well, Sam Altman said this multiple times already this year that the best feature they shipped has been memory. It's exactly doing what you are describing. Is maybe you don't need anything of this. It will remember, will know where you're
Yeah,
thinking
maybe you
about, and
don't
just
like
go.
I like projects for exactly what you said, right? And also, I mean, it's great to make a bunch of custom GPTs, but I had some where I was updating it with new notes. Like it had like a live database at all times, which I don't think was working as well for some of the uses.
I
So,
did a bunch of custom GPT and I was not happy with it. So I'm
yeah,
not using a lot of custom GPTs to be honest. The project is the thing that I use the most.
yes. Now, I think something interesting that's happening here in AI too is like, and I'm specifically for the average user right now, right?
Yes.
Because, dude, you're one of the people that knows the most about it in the space, so you get it. That's why I'm so excited to talk to you. So, like, people's like database. I'm sure you have what a Google Drive folder or Notion folder that you have integrated. Are you doing that stuff for a database, a repository of information for projects to draw from?
Yeah, we are doing that internally for all the features as we are shipping lots of features. That's one of the amazing things about these new technologies that the
You're using it also. Yes.
speed of development is incredible. And so I
Incredible.
actually what we're seeing, we were discussing this today with my co-founder, CTO Alex, that we say I want to go fast. We go very fast, but I want faster and faster. And he said, look, the speed limit today is not coding for us. It's how we communicate this, how we communicate to the rest of the team and to the rest of the organization, to our clients. That is becoming more the bottleneck than the actual coding, which is mind blowing. And so what we are doing, actually investing more time internally, is to make sure that we, every time we do code, we create documentation automatically, and then it creates a database. So then every account manager or even the clients can read through that and ask questions, how does it work, and it can respond back to you. So
Sick.
it's all
Yes.
connected. That's how I'm thinking about the way that we're solving what you describe. Is you have a place where you have all your documents and the AI pulling from that, and that's how we're doing it.
Yes, good. Then that's how I think people just using ChatGPT should do it too.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree with you.
So realtors are using it, or professionals are using it wrong in the way that they don't see it as, they're not treating it like as an assistant. They're using it like Google.
Exactly. It's great to start there. And Google is being disrupted with this. And that's why they're putting so much AI in there. And by the way, Gemini is pretty good, the Google's AI.
That's pretty good now. Yeah.
They put the things together. So it's great to start in search, but I don't use it for search. That is not the best usage of this technology. I use it to think every time I drive to work. I'm planning my day and thinking I have this important meeting, how we prepare for this podcast. I'm talking with Sanit. I actually take some of your YouTube videos, I transcribe them, I put it on ChatGPT, gave me the summaries, and said, okay, have a conversation. What are the main topics we should be talking about?
Get out of here.
Just to give you, I did that. I can share with you what I the chat with my. And by the way, I took a lot of ideas that I should do to House Whisper based on some of your conversations. So, but again, it's a thinking partner. That's how I prepare for this meeting, the exact meeting here. So that is very different than search. Very different.
Absolutely. Yes. I'm switching to more search inside of ChatGPT though now.
Me too. Unfortunately, these guys have not released Microsoft. I have a Surface, so I don't have
Okay.
that.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
yes.
using Comet, Perplexity, so it's good. And this is the strong thing about memory, that good to go with Perplexity, but the memory that ChatGPT has about me is so good that changing, actually, the switch costs are pretty high. I have Grok, I have Claude. I use them, Gemini, I use it, but the memory of ChatGPT is so strong
It's
that it
so
hooked me.
good.
And by the way, that's where we are actually coping a lot with House Whisper. So
Is
what
the
we are
memory.
doing is the memory. So as you know, from small things that you can name your assistant, is it bringing more of the human aspect. You can
Yes.
name your assistant. You can name how you want the assistant to talk to you, how they want the
Yes.
name, the nickname. Now we're releasing actually next week. You pick your own voice. You want a male, you want a female, you want a British accent, you want this. You want, at what time do you want the assistant to call you? Small things, but actually that makes a big difference. If you hire someone, you want that person to work the way you want them to work.
Yes. No, that's so good. Good. So where do you think, and we kind of talked about this, like where do you think real estate with AI is headed? We already said robots showing houses is unlikely.
They may open a door, but I don't think the majority of Americans or in the world will buy a home without a human giving you the confidence of buying a home. And that was my experience. My experience buying a home, even though I was working at Zillow and had all the data possible, all the experts, but I needed that agent to tell me, this is the home for you. Look at this, look at this.
Yes.
And I
They
bought it
may
because of
open
that,
the
to be
door.
honest. And then I would say that actually most of my work at Zillow, I talked to a lot of buyers and sellers. And it was so obvious that the agent is so essential that's the reason why I built House Whisper, to be honest. Because my ultimate goal is to help more humans get their homes that they deserve. That's my ultimate goal.
Great.
And I don't believe you can do that without a real estate agent. Because of that, I'm focusing on the real estate agent. That's my logic. And that real estate agent is my client, my focus, what I'm talking every day. But it's because the agent will help the human at the end. So the human buying and selling. That's how I'm thinking. So every feature that we do, we're trying to focus on, is this going to help the agent be a better agent for that human? Hey, you forgot to do this. Hey, agent, you should do this. Next step is here. And I'm learning from people like you and other amazing leaders in the industry that are giving me on a weekly basis, hey, you should do this. What about this feature? What about this? I train them this way. I coach them this way. I give them this advice in the morning. Okay, Let's have the assistant learn from those best practices so it can be better and better to help the agents.
Yes, that is so good. Have you seen that new robot that they put on the market, the Neo?
Yes, I've seen it, which a disaster. Good, but good PR for these guys.
Yeah. I showed it to
Why
my
was
wife
that?
and she said, "Hell no."
I think I will buy it. If
Oh, yeah. I will
I would
eventually buy
100% buy something like that. To
it.
Can
Well,
you imagine that doing all
yes,
the chore?
sounds amazing.
Amazing.
What does Elon say that the Tesla bots, like in some by 2030, every house will have 3 of them or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
this guy, his predictions usually they end up happening a few years later, but they end up happening. And I truly believe. Imagine $500, $400 a month, and you
Yeah.
have
Yes. I
yes,
mean, how much is your housekeeper? How
of
much is
course,
right? Like, how
of
much is your
course,
house sitter?
of course. I believe the Jetsons finally we're here with the Jetsons. No
You
flying cars, but
you know,
but
they
yeah,
have those flying cars. Have you seen them?
yeah. But I that's part of
Yeah.
it.
So let's talk about, like, the future of work, because House Whisper is a solution for the future way that agents work. How do you see with AI coming and great tools like House Whisper, what do the smart people do? Besides the intern, like what do they do to make it super effective?
I am taking so this conversation of the future of work. It can be polarizing. Some people are very concerned about the destruction of
UBI? Yeah,
jobs,
hello.
and others are so optimistic of what this could look like in the future and the things that we will accomplish and the new jobs that we'll create. And jobs are elevating. So a new entry level. We have a new entry level. We are participating on an amazing program. It's a high school. Crystal Ray is called here in Seattle. We hire a kid that is in high school. He works 1 or 2 days a week. It's part of their curriculum, and in that way, what we pay for his education, and it's a high schooler, and he's coding several of the internal UIs. He coded it. So AI is enabling a high schooler. It was a freshman last year, and now he came back, and he can do that type of job that it was impossible to think about that last year, 2 years ago.
Totally.
So it's elevating the output of employees significantly for those that leverage. That's why it's so important to start leveraging this. I see jobs evolving and adding a lot more value to companies. That's why company will become more valuable in society. Of course, this requires reskilling. So that is, I think, my fear is a lot of a kid will do it very fast. Someone that has been doing this job for 10 years, changing how they do the job is going to be harder. So hopefully my optimism on myself is that this type of tool, because it's so easy to use, it will make it everyone to do it. But it will, I think that we live through a transition of that in the next few years.
Yeah, you said it so well. So, and now a bunch of real estate professionals and people in general are hesitant to change. What do we tell people hesitant to change about adopting these tools? What's the
Left
mindset that
behind.
people need to have?
The big problem is that is you don't use it, you will be left behind.
Yes.
And and that's a big problem because you could be an amazing agent. And I believe that the sphere of influence and your conversation you may have, your business. But with these tools, a next agent will come and will be more personalized to a client, will offer a better service, it will be more proactive. I believe clients will move towards those agents. Not only that, but agents are using AI to do the real estate research today. So you need to offer that and your expertise. But it's not your expertise only. You cannot leave on the side what your clients are already doing. I
Yeah.
read the other day a report from Realtor.com showing that I think it was 81% of the in their survey start on some way of AI research before starting the search in homes, which is
Wow.
huge. Which is huge.
So
So
what's that do to lead gen, bro? What's that do to lead gen?
I think it will change. I don't know. This is an area that we are talking to a lot of our partners because everyone, of course, wants more lead generation. Is the area, and I believe this is going to change dramatically in the next few years. One is all the SEM, All the Google search, I don't know, will change. So more people will find you on ChatGPT and
They find
others.
you
Or
from a Reddit thing.
yes, yes. So I think there's other ways in that space that I think could be very, very interesting in the next few years. I'm actually very excited that space too. Not the lead generation, but how can we help an agent try to get new business in this world changing so much, and then the assistant helping with those leads. So that's
Yeah.
something we're thinking.
Yeah. I mean, that is the next frontier in this is the lead gen and being
Yes,
able to advertise in your AI tool, right? In your chat GPT,
exactly. I
you
don't
know?
know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
once
know a
the
lot of
advertising
startups.
happens though, people will get annoyed and they'll pay a premium not to get ads.
Yeah, but I think ads there contextually good. I think it's fantastic. I don't know if you noticed, but if you are you don't like that, but on Instagram, the ads that I get are really good, and I enjoy watching some of those reels. So that advertising will evolve
Interest
now
based.
in interest based, and ChatGPT has all your memory, all your interests. So it's very dangerous, but very very accurate advertising will be.
Yes, dude. Yeah. Right now, there is some kid who watches real estate show. He's like 18, 19, and he's learning AI and he knows that he's been using it since he was 15 and he wants to become a realtor. And he will become a realtor in whoever's listening to this in your market every day. He
I
will
agree.
be able to do things that if you did not understand the basics. This is a saying I got from my mentor. You have to learn enough to be dangerous. You don't need to be an expert. If you want to build something, go buy something from a great company like House Whisperer instead of trying to build it yourself. Or if you want to build it, go hire a team of developers and good luck, right? Maybe
Yes.
for your little widget, you can, build it with Bolt or with some of this no code, which I also think is a big distraction for many people listening to this, right?
I'm happy to go deep into that because I use those tools a lot. And I talk to a few partners that are building their own tools, but it's painful and it takes so much time and distraction. So I agree with your
It's a
point. It
big
could be a
distraction.
distraction. I think it's worth testing it, using it, because that's the best way to learn. So you know what you're buying. So if you buy House Whisper or buy any other AI tool, you know that the capabilities are there and you know what you're buying. You know how to assess the technology that you are buying. That's
Yeah.
important. I agree with you. Now, building it yourself, do you have the time? Do you have the technical knowledge? Do you have the technical people that will acknowledge, help you?
Do you
Just to
know
give you the
what
context,
Python is? How about
do
start
you
there?
know?
Do you
Okay,
know what Python is?
the team sometimes makes jokes with me because I do it on the weekend. I did a new feature and I bring it to them and say, hey, let's do this. Okay, great, nice. So we have an idea now what you have in your mind. Perfect. Now let
Totally.
us building it. And we build it with AI. We use AI to build it, but to be in production for 8,000 agents needs to be a certain quality.
Absolutely.
These tools always break if you do it yourself. It's hard. I'm not against it. So I want to be very clear. I actually will recommend people using those tools so you see what is possible. But bringing those tools to production, to if you have a team of 500 agents or 100 or 50 agents, watch out.
Yeah, it will break.
It will break.
Yeah. More than you wanted to.
Yes. Yes.
So I just finally downloaded I finally got a pro Claude account because I always use it through a different interface. Gave it a prompt, try and write something, and I was like, okay, I give up. Like this is horrible. Never mind. I don't need it that bad. I was trying to do a Monday to Notion, like where it pulls calls, it gives me stuff. I was like, okay, never mind. Yeah. I can just go look at Monday where the AI is in there too, and it's already done. So yeah.
But you know what is possible now, and you know what when it's difficult to do or not. So then you say, okay, now I understand why these guys are doing this, and
Yeah.
so then you understand the value.
Learn enough to be dangerous.
Exactly. I love
Right.
that. I
So
love that.
I got that from Perry Belcher. He does the AI Bot Con, if you're ever curious. He has one
Okay.
coming up in Orlando. So you're leading this startup, which is super cool. Good for you. Founder, CEO of a AI startup. And real estate is a fast moving business.
Yes.
So how do you keep it together, dude?
I don't know. Uh,
I don't know. Okay.
Okay, I have a beautiful family with my wife and two kids, 13 and 11, and they keep me grounded a lot. So I come back from the office, and we are in an office all the time. So I try to focus the effort here, and then be at home with my kids, with family. And that helps tremendously. Uh,
So you
And
unplug when you
I
go
try
home.
to unplug. Yes,
I
there are
try
some days
to.
that I need to.
Yeah, I
There are
try.
some days, like yesterday night, I was doing some work extra, but for sure, when I get back to home, I with my family, the kids. So
That's so
that I think
cool
helps a lot.
that you're
That
in
helps a lot.
office, dude. It's so cool.
Look, I decided the office for a startup in this technology, that being able to turn around and talk with my engineers and say, "Hey, have this idea," or "Hey, I have this problem." No, no, change it this way. The speed of delivery and shipping has been unprecedented for me. Unprecedented. So I have good engineers that I could hire from different parts of the country, and
Of
even
course.
in my original country, Argentina, where you can have an amazing arbitrage of great engineers. But
Absolutely.
being in the office makes a huge difference for this stage. In the future, if we're bigger, when we're bigger, we will find
When we are
other.
bigger, yes, when you
When
are bigger. So you build tech, led teams, got this company that's changing a whole segment of the real estate industry. What's one like lesson that's carried you through this stuff, bro? 'Cause you've done some really cool stuff, and we're just getting started.
one lesson, I think I would keep be in that same vein of speed. I think being very quick to bring an idea to a client and not spending hours and hours thinking about the idea and brainstorming and dreaming. Instead, having an idea, put some ideas in the paper, and then sitting with the client saying, "Hey, would you pay for this? Yes, no." I did some of that in my previous companies, but the difference, but not at the speed I'm doing that right now. I will have an idea and I will call one of our clients and say, "I have this idea. Would you pay for this?" And by the way, I talk about paying. That's another learning. Even though I may not charge it for the feature, it may be part of it. But if I tell you, "Would you pay for this?" If I say, "Would you like it?" Would you say, "Yes, I like it,"
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
of
have to
course, it's
pay. But
free.
if
Yeah,
you have, but if you have to pay it, then if you say yes, then I know I'm into something, and then I can start
that's
evolving from that.
so good, bro. That is really useful for me.
There is a book called "Monetizing Innovations." Is when the Bible that I for me on pricing.
Monetizing innovations. I'm writing
Yes,
that down. Everybody watching and listening,
Monetizing Innovations. It's the best book for pricing, and the main theme of this is one of the biggest consultants in the Bay Area for pricing. Consulted from Uber to Trulia to a lot of the big, every company in the Bay Area, tech company. But the main theme is they have a lot of techniques of how to price a product. But the main theme is most startups fail because they don't talk about pricing early on in their journey. And I have used that as a driving function for our features, and it has changed dramatically of how we prioritize things. So,
it's
highly
so good.
recommended.
That's so good. That's some straight founder talk, ladies and gentlemen. Like take notes on that. I just did. Okay, final question, brother.
Yes.
What's next for you and House Whisper? What are you excited about the thing? About
Oh,
everything?
we everything. But I'm so excited because what we are excited how Whisper is growing, how agents are asking for more things for House Whisper to help them with, from things more higher in the top of funnel, helping them with their own leads, with from what you said, from very top of the funnel to transaction. So we are seeing, actually, one of our biggest problems is prioritizing, because we get so many requests from our team leads and from even the agents saying this and this and this and this. So having that demand for our product is so exciting. So we
Hell
are
yeah.
actually, by the end of the year now, we're spending a lot of time. Okay, where are the biggest bets? Because there's so many things that we can be building. So the number one bet is to go faster so we can do more things. But then which are the other big bets that we do too?
That
That's the
is
part that
so
excites me.
good. You guys, we'll drop a link to House Whisper in the notes. What's the site again?
Housewhisper.ai.
Super simple. Okay. And if somebody wants to learn more about you, where should they go?
They can just send me an email, Luis, Luis, at housewhisper.ai.
All right. Dude, this was so good. I learned so much selfishly. Thank you
Thank you.
so
It was
much.
fantastic discussion.
Yeah, it
I
was so
knew
good.
this was going to be really fun with you.
Yes, good. All right, guys. Hey, Luis, thank you so much. Everyone, check out House Whisperer. I'm a user. I love it. I'm not getting paid to say that. I really do like it. I really love AI toys. And this is a very useful sidekick for my agents that everybody's using because there's the interfaces in the SMS. You just talk in the SMS. That's what makes it really unique. So you guys check it out. Check out Luis. And if you got something out of this episode, please click like and share with a friend. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Reside Platform Podcast. Thank you.